Hey, so there's still time to go over to my Patreon and get an exclusive hermit crab sticker for this month, along with seeing the extra speed paint for this painting that I did. The link to that Patreon is down below, as well as my Etsy, where you can find these hermit crab pins that Onigiri Art helped me make. Beauty brunch pins that myself, Onigiri, and a bunch of other artists tagged along with, or this Sushi Bee acrylic pin that Onigiri helped me make. And the link to my Etsy is also down below, and my Instagram to keep up with any updates and all that good stuff. So now I bet you're wondering the same thing. Why did you mention Onigiri so many times? Well, because it was their birthday this past week, and I'm recording this in advance because I need to mail this to them. As you guys know, the bane of most artists' existence, with me at least, is that I turned the HipDot My Chemical Romance palette into watercolor paint. Not just with the 3 Cheers palette, but also with the Danger Days palette. And not just with the Danger Days palette, with the Black Parade palette when I get it in December. That'll be a video later. But since the Danger Days palette had a lot more color options than the 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge palette, Onigiri was like, I will commission you to paint a giraffe in My Chemical Romance paint. And I was like, okay, bet. What if I just do it for your birthday? And then we never picked up on that conversation again. So now today, I'm painting them their gift that they have hopefully already received of their My Chemical Romance paint giraffe painting. And I'm really excited for this one because I haven't drawn a giraffe and I suck at drawing horses. So I'm gonna see how horrible but also somewhat okay that this turns out. Heyo, so I'm actually dating myself by saying this exactly, but it's the 11th, obviously, as I've said, dating myself. And today is not going so good, so I'm hoping that this voiceover and anything else turns out a lot better than whatever the fuck I've been going on for the rest of the day. I went on a hike yesterday. My leg hurts. I slept in. I uploaded the wrong video on the 11th. It was supposed to be the one from last week, and my tired brain decided this is the right one. It was not. I'm just happy with the way that this painting came out, at least. I finished it the other night at the time of recording, and I was really scared about how it was going to turn out because, like I said, this is a painting for my best friend, and I was so nervous. I'm like, because I'm confident in my art that I know that like my family and my close friends would appreciate it. I say that as if Heather is not a close friend of mine. They are. I mean, like, the people I spend a lot of time with, like my friend that I did the quote boards for. I know she was gonna love them. Actually, I didn't. I was scared about that too. But doing this painting for Heather just absolutely scared me, and I don't know why. Probably because I have never drawn a giraffe before, like professionally. Like I've drawn when I was a kid. I guess it's still kind of true. My favorite animal was a giraffe for the longest time. And Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us, I really liked. And my dad got me this plushie of him from Toys R Us when I was a kid. And I drew him and it looked like garbage. Like I can remember it and it looked like trash. So I haven't actually drawn a giraffe basically since I was a little kid, and I was so nervous about it, but I think it came out okay. I pulled one up on Pinterest. It had a nice pose, and I just kind of put that animal style twist that I usually put on the animals that I draw, and I think it came out cute. I was also a little nervous for the background because I was like, that's a lot of area to fill, and I'm literally using the My Chemical Romance paint, so I had to be tactical on what colors I was using. And let me tell you, that poor green is taking a beating. Like, I have more of that green in a water bottle cap because I didn't waste any of that paint, of course. I put it all in water bottle caps, and I have them in a box just in case. I think I might end up like making that into like a paste and just kind of sticking that into the palette because there was an air bubble in there that made it, dry funny and oof. But it did come out good. I like it. And with the painting, when I started this painting, I was like, okay, I forgot to use fucking masking fluid because I was going to masking fluid over all the spots and then go back over the spots with their appropriate color later. So I had to go over them with that yellow, and then I was like, okay, so now I can't work on the spots right now because the yellow still might be a little wet. So I ended up doing the background, blah, blah, blah. And then I got to the spots and I was like, who says this has to be a regular giraffe? One of Heather's biggest traits, or art traits, I should say, is they're super into bright colors, kidcore, clowncore. And I'm like, I'm gonna make this a rainbow giraffe. And the second I started doing it, I was like, oh dear God, what did I just do? It was one of those things that you were like, oh no, this is not gonna look good. And then like you still keep going, is what other option do you have? So I went through with it and I really like the way it came out. Like, I love the rainbow giraffe, surprisingly. I don't know how or why, but I just do. And then came the topic of the the line art. I first did the line art in a Copic brush pen in Sepia, whatever. And at the time I was like, yeah, that looks good. It's like a nice light color. It'll kind of blend in. And then after I did everything, I was like, oh, you can't even see the line art on some parts anymore. So I was like, should I go over it with black? And I'm messaging my partner and they're like, I think it would look weird. And I'm like, okay, so I'll just go over it in a dark brown. I don't have a dark brown brush pen. I thought I did. I don't. So I ended up taking this dark brown fineliner and drawing over the lines again, and that hurt my wrist real bad. But I do like the way that the dark line art came out with the light line art for the background and then the darker line art for the giraffe itself. And then that fineliner, it's like Recollections. I got it at Michael's like 4 years ago. It was on clearance for like 50 cents. Going over the paint kind of like, it clogged the nib. I have to find a way to fix that. But I had to switch to my Triplus fineliners, which I haven't used in forever. And I was really nervous that it wasn't going to turn out, but it did. But like I said, I think I've said this like 4 times, but I really love the way this giraffe came out. I love Heather so much. And I'm just really happy that I'm going to be surprising them with this, because as I'm recording this now, I'm setting this out in 2 days, but by the time you guys are seeing this, Heather would have already gotten it because their birthday has just passed. Because this is the one video I know has to go up on a certain date, because like I mentioned, I put up the wrong one 2 weeks ago and I'm very upset about it, but all's well it ends well, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go pack some stuff up, work on my schedule, and I will see you guys next week with another video out of my comfort zone. Yay! Bye!